There and a pleasant Sunday morning to you from Nuke the House, and we've got the NFL Live Line pregame show for Week 6 previews and predictions. Trying to buy myself some time and watch the end of this game of the year here with the Denver leading the Jets 13-11. Hasn't been a blockbuster, but Denver trying to hang on right now. Just trying to get maybe in field goal position here late. Hasn't been a pretty game, that's for sure. Maybe as expected, if you follow me around the dial here a little bit, with Jets gonna get this money here for sure in a low scoring game. I think we saw it coming here in this one. Let's see if the Jets can pull it off before we get off the air here in time for the games that uh, 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 Pacific here with a pretty big card, pretty nice card here. I'm here today alone, and Holden's got the week off here. Well, I wouldn't say that. He's not taking a week off, but I'll be with you here for the next few minutes leading up to kickoff. The guys will be with you here for live NFL action with the guys here at Nuke the House, NFL Week 6 live picks and predictions with the guys here coming up at the top of the hour with that featured coverage, of course. With that featured game, I guess you could call it here on the early slot here. We're going to be following a couple of the matchups here, but let's get rolling here. I'm trying to watch the game and get started, but I want to talk games with you guys. Hello in the chat, BG Hunter, and anybody else who wants to comment with me on the games. Going to do it like we do, rapid fire style here when it's Holden and I, but it'll be just me here going over the games and also giving you my favorite players here right now, like I like to do every Sunday here on Nuke the House. Let's get into the action here on a Sunday with our early card here at 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 Pacific. I don't have my graphics like I do. Usually I'll just have to rattle them off like I do with Holden anyway here. All right, Denver did get the ball there in victory formation. They hold on for the win 13-11. The Jets are 0-6. Let's get into the matchups here right now on a Sunday. Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers favored here. Have seen some movement here late, but right now 6, maybe even 6.5. Hard to think the Steelers are moving up here with that spread in the early contest here with Cleveland. Look, it would be a good matchup maybe for the Browns if you didn't have Dylan Gabriel in there, but the rookie's in there this week, and hey, should be a pretty good matchup for him if he can get on track a little bit. Try to give the rookie some time here. The Steelers can try to put their pressure on, but Steelers do have some weaknesses against passing games, and maybe the Browns can rack up some yardage here. I'm kind of neutral on Judy, but I do like Bond. We saw Bond finally kind of get going there last week. Didn't quite reach his expectations, but last 2 weeks he's been just okay coming on. And Joku could be big here. And how about Fannin Jr.? We saw him also already come through with a touchdown last week. Could be Fannin Jr. here again today in this one. But I think for me, I do end up here liking the Steelers in this game. I think the Steelers can get the money here, actually. I'm willing to lay 6. Now 6.5 with the Browns. Look, Steelers don't have a great situation here necessarily, especially with their running game. Cleveland, one thing they do stop the run, and that's what they could do here against Warren and Gainwell. I mean, Gainwell's been great, but between Jalen Warren and Gainwell here, Steelers, it's going to be tough sledding against the run, but they can get the passing game going. DK's got to be big today. I think DK is the man to look for to have a big game here with Pittsburgh today, and I'm going to go ahead and lay it as my pick here with the Steelers, and probably an under here, I think, for me in this one. It is at 38, so it is kind of close there a little bit, but definitely going to look for the Steelers here. I'm going to take the Steelers to cover. All right, thanks for everyone in the chat. Well, nice to see you in there. Oh, it's the spammers. Okay, thought Thought someone was saying hello to me. Thanks for joining me. Got a few dozen of you in here already leading up to kickoff here at the top of the hour. Let's move on. Game 2 here. Cardinals and Colts. We know overnight we did see the news that it would be Jacoby Brissett getting the start here over Kyler Murray. Might say before you jump for joy and say, hey, you know what? Maybe Brissett, instead of Kyler, maybe a little bit more stable of a situation. Just watch it a little bit here. I do want to get involved with the Cardinals in this game, but I wish it was Kyler Murray, to be honest with you. If anything, though, we're getting more points with Arizona here. Look, they've been a hard-trying team. There's no doubt about it. You look at the results so far this season. The Cardinals are in these games. They just aren't able to get over the hump and get the win in most situations. Now they are taking on, obviously, one of the hottest teams in football in the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, who doesn't love this team here at this point, the way these guys are going here with Indiana Jones at quarterback, or as Holden calls him, Danny Dimes. Remember when that was his nickname? But, man, he's been awesome. The Colts have been awesome. Steichen is the guy who's turned this program around, is what it feels like right now with the way things are going here for the Indianapolis Colts. They only needed a steady quarterback, is what it kind of feels like here eventually, now that they have Jones in place with this team. It actually feels like he's the type of quarterback that this team needs here right now. Get some great play from Pittman here. The running game gets going, of course, with Taylor. It's been very, very solid here so far for the Indianapolis Colts. But now you're getting a 9.5. It actually down here to 8.5 in some places. There's been a definite move here to the Arizona Cardinals, back to the Cardinals. I mean, it was as low as 5.5 actually, going the other way, with the Colts kind of getting, I don't want to call it steamed here, because once the injury news came out, that's when kind of the line started shifting. But we're just getting word here. Today, A.D. Mitchell is going to be out of this game here for the Colts in this one. So a little bit of a key late note here, I guess. Also, Travarius Ward just ruled out here moments ago. Travarius Ward ruled out of the game here for the Colts today. So, hey, I like the Cardinals here, plus all these points. Like I said, the Cardinals are stayed in these games. They've actually had some close calls. It's just they can't get over the hump. They've lost their last 3 games by a total of 5 points. Now, last week was probably the worst collapse in the history of the NFL. If you think, there's probably been bigger ones, or maybe even bigger moments, I guess. But it was really pretty epic. And the Colts have been dynamite at home, obviously. Right now, and they're 7-2 as a favorite. But again, just a big push on the line once the injury news came out that there would be no Kyler Murray in this game, and it would be Jacoby Brissett. Look, Brissett, remember when he was with the Patriots? There's going to be some familiarity too, obviously, because they're playing the Colts. You think about Jacoby Brissett in his career here, but he has had his moments as a part-time starter, certainly in the league, and does bring some stability. It's not like you're throwing a green rookie in there or anything, but it is a step down right now from Murray, even if we tease a little bit that Murray's a little bit out of control, and does make mistakes, but he can keep the offense going. He can do a lot of things athletically that a lot of quarterbacks can't do. But so I'm going to take a chance, though, here with Brissett, and I'm going to take the Cardinals here in this one. I'm going to look to go under in this game a little bit at 46.5. Keep it moving here right now. Next up, the Rams are taking on the Ravens. Boy, this would have been a pretty good game if it wasn't the fact the Ravens are going downhill fast. It still might be a good game if you like offense. here, because it does feel like the Rams are in a good groove right now. Yeah, they're favored by a touchdown on the road. They might actually get the money, it feels like, this week against the Ravens, because it's just not going well here for the Ravens. And these injuries defensively right now, the Ravens are really hitting rock bottom. It feels like defensively. If you want to go back, I don't care. 20 years right now, the Ravens haven't looked like this defensively. A program, a franchise known to hang their hat on the defensive side of the ball, but it's been crummy. It's been bad so far. So Rams come in here clicking right now, and with this offense, they could rack up some big numbers. It feels like Rams come in just 3-2 right now, but man, 738 yards over the last 2 weeks. Rams 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 road games as a favorite. Got to lay a touchdown here, but the way this Ravens franchise is going, -6 in turnovers over the last 3 games, and these losses giving up over 400 yards per game. Now they are 8-3 against the spread, coming in off of a loss. That might benefit them a little bit here, as Cooper Rush is in there right now for Baltimore until Jackson gets back. Look, Baltimore will get healthy. It's just a matter of how many games can they spot the rest of the league here and still end up trying to make the playoffs. So I expect them to get healthy. This might not be the week. It doesn't feel like they're really in a great position here against the Rams, and the way the Rams are going, especially with Nakua on fire here right now, and the Rams should be able to put up some big numbers here. Now, Tutu Atwell, a big play threat. Did see him on the injury list. In fact, inactive here for Atwell, just an hour here before kickoff. So a little bit of a bummer there for the Rams coming in. But you still have Stafford. Not a great matchup for Devontae, and still kind of neutral on Puka, but you can't slow him here. Problem is for the Ravens, Rams really, really tough defensively, especially on the run game and against top receivers. Zay Flowers also brought in the injury designation, but he is going to be able to play the game here. He is active for the game, but certainly bothered by a shoulder injury coming in. Now, Mark Andrews, great matchup for him. He might be the equalizer here in this one, especially getting a touchdown at home. Might look to play Andrews in his props here, but I got to take the Rams here in this one, and I'll go over in this game. Rams could put up some, we could see back and forth a little bit. Maybe the Rams pull away, but look, I think the Rams are a little bit susceptible to some of the passing game. Look for D-Hop, I think, here, but also look for those tight ends. And can we finally see Isaiah Likely here get going? He had 1 target last week. You expect him to get involved. Andrew's been really good, even though everyone's kind of still fuming a little bit over his postseason play, but had those 2 great games against Detroit and Kansas City. Somewhat inconsistent. I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams here, probably to roll, but give the Ravens a chance. It'll go over. They might even threaten the back door, so a little worried there, but I'm on the Rams and over. All right, continue on now here as we approach kickoff this afternoon. We got next up Seahawks taking on the Jaguars. I said, the featured game, and I think this is it right here, actually. You got the Jags at 4-1 off the big performance against Kansas City. Were they clutch? Did they stumble there at the end? Of course they stumbled. Remember, that was the whole deal. Trevor Lawrence couldn't believe his lucky stars when he gathered himself and had a wide open path to the end zone. He went from GOAT to hero, and I don't know if he really deserved it. Played well. The funny thing was everybody's talking about Kelsey's birthday last week. It was Trevor Lawrence's birthday on the day of the game. Seattle comes in here at 3-2. They're looking pretty good. I mean, this is a hot game, in my opinion, of the morning games here. And I think Seattle comes in here and can get this one, actually. I'm going to take them to win on the road. I think, look, the total has gone up here from 44.5 up to 47.5. I get it, and I know that Darnold here, look, they put up solid numbers right now, Seattle. That's kind of why I'm taking them. here. I like what I've seen from Seattle, having won 3 of their last 4, averaging 33 points per game in those games. Seattle's 2-0 on the road, beating the Steelers and Arizona. Yeah, maybe those teams aren't as good as the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're not much better than the Jacksonville Jaguars, despite this 4-1 start that, probably has the Jaguars ticketed for the postseason eventually. I don't think they can blow it too much here as far as the rest of the season. I think they'll be still pretty good team. Liam Cohen has been the man who's turned this whole situation around. Jacksonville's won the last 3 games by 7, by 5, by 3 points. They are giving up some yards, certainly in the passing game, but the Jaguars have been one of the most opportunistic teams in the NFL, punching that ball out. 8+8 in the turnover battle here so far this season. So Jaguars actually somewhat clutch of late in closely rated games like this, 9-5 against the spread. But I like Seattle to come in here. They've been dominating teams defensively, holding teams to under 75 yards or 76 yards, I guess technically, rushing this last four games. Seattle also 11-3 against the spread their last 14 games as a road dog. Right now it's a pick. Oh, and you know what? That won't even work because the Seattle is almost a 1-point favorite across the board here right now. So maybe Seattle is taking a little bit of the action. Jeff Steinberg, hello. Thank you for being here today, Jeff. He's like, Booty over 65.5 receiving yards. It's a big plus money here with him returning home in that one there for the Pats. All right. Love going out to Narrative Nation. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. We'll get to all the games here and keep it going right now. Anyways, I like Seattle, and I'm going to go probably under in that one. All right, next up. Cowboys are on the road taking on the Panthers. Both teams have 2 wins this season. Good on that puts the Carolina Panthers, I want to say ahead of them. Dallas is 2-2-1. Remember with the 40-40 tie that they had here. But hey, you know what? This seems like a pretty good matchup for the Carolina Panthers in this game against Dallas. Now, Dallas should have more talent out there, and better passing game here, probably with Dak going up. Look, nothing against our man here, Bryce Young, because this is a great matchup against Dallas. The way this defense is going, Bryce Young. Probably, I don't know where you have Dallas. They might be the worst. So it's a good situation here for Young, for Teteroa McMillan today. Everyone's talking about Dowdle going to be able to go off against his former team. It's not a terrible matchup, certainly. I don't mind Dowdle, but I think I like the passing game more with Bryce Young and Teteroa McMillan. Even Xavier Legette today, I think, can be a target, and maybe even Hunter Renfrow. I like Carolina in this game, and I think they can line it up pretty good. The total's 49, 48.5 or so. Let me see. It's down to 46. Wow, this thing's been dropping big time, and I think that's a great spot to get in on. I didn't realize this game had fallen all the way to 46 here this morning, and maybe I get it. Maybe not expecting as much from Carolina offensively, I guess. I'm glad this thing's gone down, man. I want to kind of double down here a little bit and add a little bit more to the price here. It feels like at this point, I like Carolina in this game. I think they can win this game, quite frankly. For Dak, it's a pretty good matchup for him, too. It's a great matchup for the Dallas running game with Javonte Williams. And I'd probably just cut it right there. I know everybody's been waiting maybe to get Jaden Blue in there, but he touched the ball a few times last game. Doesn't matter. How about Flournoy with that big performance last game? We teased him on on the show last week. We even mentioned Flournoy as a possible productive target in that game. He ended up with 9 targets and 6 receptions there in that last game. He was terrific. I like him here again. I know we got Pickens. Pickens numbers are going to be fine. I don't know if they're high. I don't know if I'd be putting him on my ticket here on the props today. Same thing with Tolbert. I like Flournoy actually here in this game, but I like Carolina maybe even to win this one, taking the points for sure. But man, do I ever like the over here right now in Dallas and Carolina. Next up, going to keep it moving here as we're moving in. Man, I got to pick up the pace here. We're getting the 10-minute warning. Chargers and Dolphins here, and man, the last time the Chargers won in Miami was 1983 in the 1982 playoffs, and they won on the road. They haven't won there since. This is going to be a tough game for the Chargers with all the injuries they're starting to suffer here on offense right now, with Johnston out and with did get the word. O'Marion Hampton's going to be out now. Alt's out. They've got other problems. The other offensive linemen are down. So Chargers come in here limping for sure. Now they are favored to win by 3.5 points now. A little bit of a move here on Miami. And I like Miami to cover this game. I don't know if they can win. They might be able to win. Chargers, obviously, playing well this season. They're ticketed here at the top with all those division wins so far, but I think this is actually going to be very, very tough for the Chargers. I think it's going to be an under as well in this game. Now, Tua, don't mind necessarily his matchup here against the Chargers, but they're going to be struggling in the running game, so they're going to have to go to the pass. Waddle's been terrific. I definitely would look for Waddle today for Miami. Chargers have a great matchup, and they should be able to overcome it and get this win, especially in the running game. Everyone's all over Hassan Haskins today. A real strong play for folks is Haskins in for Hampton here, but I also like McConkey. I like Keenan Allen, even without Johnston in this lineup. I also would look to Conklin here. A lot of people rate Disley and Conklin kind of equal right now, but I think the Chargers like Conklin better. Disley's getting in there, but when it comes to receiving, I probably like Disley. But in this one, I got to go with the Dolphins here, plus these 3.5, and I like this one under right now here, especially at this price of 45, up to 45.5 here. Right now in this one. Okay. Also, Patriots and the Saints. Maybe it's a sneaky good game here. Patriots on the road taking on the Saints, favored by 3.5 here in this one. And the Saints, you know what? I kind of like this right here with this situation for the Saints, trying to find some spots for them. I feel like this is it today. Patriots here. Look, it's been a good run here right now. It's probably not going to end. They're still going to be relatively solid. Drake May's been good. He's got a great matchup today. You mentioned Booty, and he's looking to get right here in this one, and I think he will. But for me, I got to take these points at home with New Orleans, and I like it under, especially now. This total here is 46. Here in this one, and I'm going to end up taking the Saints here, plus the points against the Patriots, and I like the under here in this one. Not too fond of some of the Saints here, and also with the Kamara here, but he is active today, and that's going to be big today to have him in there. The matchup for me is Rashid Shaheed. It's a tough matchup against some of these Patriots. Halave doesn't have the best matchup here, but I also think with Juwan Johnson, and will we see Taysom Hill a little more? We saw him get at the ball there a few times last week. Didn't really do anything, but get Taysom Hill in there, get the Swiss Army knife. Okay, we got 5 minutes here to kick off. We'll get you out to the games in just a moment. Let's get to the afternoon action with the Titans taking on the Raiders here in Las Vegas. And, man, the Raiders are a 3.5 point favorite. This thing continues to go down. Nobody wants to trust the Raiders laying any points, but man, Tennessee is, I don't know. I don't want to say by far the worst team in the league. The Raiders also coming here with one loss right now, so maybe there's part of it there. But man, this is the Ashton Genty game. If it wasn't already there against the Bears, and last week 109 yards of total offense. Genty is really starting to get it together here a little bit. He could have a big game in this one and control the game actually here. If Geno can get going, and one thing the Titans can do, get to the quarterback a little bit, but if Geno can get it to Myers, to Tucker, who's definitely picking up here, Raiders are without Brock Bowers. That's really tough, but they do have Mayer. Still, Titans are good against tight ends, but Mayer is set to return, so that's a good sign for them. But not a great matchup here for the Titans. Ridley's been non-existent. The only guy you can really look to maybe is Io Manor here, but not a great matchup for the Titans at all. If anything, I think the Titans might be able to get uh, a little bit going with Io Maynor, and maybe I'll go over just because the number here to be at 41.5. I think the Raiders with Genty can have a nice performance. I'd lay it now. I'd lay it. With those points now because of the down to 3.5. I'm going to actually take the Raiders here, but also the over. Couple more. We're going to get out to the games here. 49ers and the Bucks. Game of the day here for sure. With 49ers coming in 4-1, the Bucks coming in here 4-1. Man, who doesn't love Baker Mayfield? I mean, what are you, un-American or unmanly like? Call the fans a P word and then head on out to the field, talk some more trash, and then win the game. Tough matchup though here for Mayfield a little bit against this Niner defense, but we know the Bucks number one against the run in my book. It's going to be tough here sledding, but 49ers going to be passing here with Mac Jones for sure here right now. So I think it's going to be an awesome game here. I think this is the top game here coming in today. But Kendrick Bourne obviously starting to put up some really strong numbers to that incredible 10-catch performance last time. Still very, very intriguing despite the fact that Juwan Jennings returns here. Not a great matchup for number ones, actually. So I'm not ready for it to be necessarily all over Jennings coming in, but I think it will help the offense here big time. I do like the Buccaneers to get this one here. I got to look for strong performance here out of Igbuka here in this game. And also watch out for K. Dotton. I'm going to take K. Dotton probably to get a touchdown in this game. And I do like the Buccaneers. Terrific here. One thing, the Niners, man, have some tough numbers here in this role going on the road. Niners actually struggling here of late going on the road. The current record of the Niners 1-9 against the spread their last 10 games coming off of a win. So I think for me here, I'm going to take the Buccaneers and I'm going to go over. All right, a couple more here, or just one more here real quick. We only cover the day games, I think, here on the show. One time we did the Holden held me over for the night game, but I think, with the guys, I think we just did the afternoon game. So let me go one more here real quick, and we'll get on out of here, get you out to the games. Thank you for joining me here on the Nuke the House channel. Don't forget, it is football season here at Nuke the House, and you can get our plays here with Nuke the House. Don't miss one single college or NFL bet. I went 3-1 yesterday here on the site in college football, so check us out at Nuke the House. Our team of bettors is up over 128 units last season in the NFL. We live bet every game during the NFL season, so you can get our picks watching the live shows or right to your device. Sign up for our live betting notifications. I'll post my college football all season long here at Nuke the House and cover the games with you here on Sundays with Holden. Just visit nukethehouse.com. Sign up for any plan. We won't charge you unless you want to be charged. Use the promo code NUKETHEHOUSE for one free week. That's one big word with a bunch of capital letters. Nuke the House for one free week. Come join the winners and join them here at the top of the hour in just 1 minute. Bengals and Packers, we saved the best for last. Or the worst for last. 14-point spread here. I'm actually going to lay it here with the Packers. Bengals come in with Joe Flacco in there. Look, I guess if you had a guy you're going to bring in here on short notice like this, it's got to be Flacco. But still kind of tough to ramp up here, it feels like, against this Packer defense. Absolutely terrific. They've won at home 27-13, 27-18. They've held 3 of their 4 opponents to under 250 yards so far. Yeah, that game against the Dallas was a little goofy, leading 13-0, ends up in that 40-40 game. But Packers are 8-4-1 against the spread last 13 as a home favorite. Also, Packers 5-1 against the spread as a double-digit favorite. I'm going to take the Packers, and I'm going to go under in this one. That's it for Nuke the House. Top of the hour. Stand by. The guys are going to join you here in just a moment for the NFL live show coming up now in just a moment here on the Nuke the House channel. Keg and the guys will be here with their plays today. I've already looked them over, and hey, I might have mentioned a few on this show. So check the guys out in just a moment. All right, for nukethehouse.com, be back next week. with Holden. And thanks for stopping by with me here today on the Nuke the House and NTH Sports Picks. For Nuke the House, I'm Ramon Scott.